It's crazy the things you can pay for. Hey, I'm Amanda, you're watching Girly Pop Go, and I'm currently filming this on my Osmo because my Canon G7X that I would love to be filming this on decided that the battery did not want to charge, and I am getting ready to go to the airport, and I don't want to deal with all of this. We'll see how this goes. This is also the first time I have hooked up and am using this mic, so we'll see how this works. I just want to keep petting it like it's a little hamster. But today we are talking about how I got to do a drifting experience at Velocity Invitational. I got to do quite a few things at Velocity Invitational this year, so there will be multiple other videos, but obviously to try and stretch things out and to also have very dedicated SEO for each one of these videos. Each thing gets its own video. So today we are talking about drifting ride-along. So this was actually my first ride-along that I've really ever actually done, aside from one that I'm fairly certain I did when I was a kid, but I don't remember in any real great detail. Last day of Velocity Invitational, when I realized that they had changed a couple of the layouts on the main plaza lawn, the fan plaza area, had moved one of the booths over to the middle of the lawn. Now I knew they were doing drift ride-alongs, but honestly I thought it was something that they had already sold out of, so I never even bothered to go and check it and go and find it. It also was just so very, very hot, so going wandering around trying to find where they might be selling possible drift ride-alongs, not really doing it for me. So when they moved it to the front of the plaza, it was actually very smart of them to do, and I'm very curious to know if they got way more sales that final day by doing that. It's like, oh, how much is this? It was cheaper for cash, and then it was like, I think $202 to do it with card. This was a cashless event, so the fact that there was a cheaper way to do it with cash is interesting to me because I'm fairly certain very few people had cash at this event. Also, they had pens. Hold on, let me get it. Oh god, I'm dropping things that were sitting on the table, okay? Look at these. It's a car pen. Obviously, I needed one. Yeah, so it's a drifting ride. They do one every 20 minutes, so like you want to wait long, and basically there was no wait whatsoever when I went over there. I did say, okay, I'll come back around, like I'll think about it. I really wanted to go and one, get some water in my system because all I had was coffee and a bagel that day, but also for those you don't know, I actually get car sick. I have a video that I'm working on currently about car sickness and trying to get less car sickness because there is actually studies about that and things that you can do to stop your car sickness. But I was really hoping that I had my C-bands with me.
Shit, do I not have them? Fuck me. I'm gonna do it regardless.
C-bands are actually something that they are designed for seasickness and motion sickness for people on boats, mainly cruises, but they're also very common with pregnant women for morning sickness and things like that. I have been wearing them for years for my car sickness. There's a reason I'm the driver amongst my friends, that and I'm always sober, but you know, I would love to be a passenger princess. Nausea has made it so that I cannot be one. So I was worried because obviously to do a drift ride along, you have to be in the passenger seat. Because I swapped my bags around so much, they were in my travel bag and not in my purse for the day. So I was like, damn it. But when's the next time I'm gonna get to do this? So I decided to risk it. And the fact that they were doing it every 20 minutes, I was like, okay, it's probably really, really quick. It's probably not that bad. They had me sign out a waiver, and there's one waiver for the entirety of Velocity Invitational. Once I had this actually was able to help me with my next ride along that I will talk about in a later video. About $202, and then I asked for a pen, and they said yes because I paid for it.
All right, I got the car pen. Now I just have to go sit in a car that's drifting without my motion sickness bands. I should be fine.
They said, okay, just follow the signs, go under the bridge, and it'll bring you to the drifting setup. And they had a little sim racing setup there too, which was smart. There was another sim racing setup that was the Williams sim racing setup at the event that was sponsored by an energy drink. With how much on-the-ground marketing has worked for Red Bull and also companies like Prime Energy, okay, and I don't even like Prime like that, okay, Ghost does the same thing. For them to just be giving out little tester cups and then be like, you can go buy a full can over at the bar for $6.75 or whatever it was. I took that as a red flag, and I don't know why. Like, I was like, I don't like this. That tells me you're struggling financially, and I get it. Not everyone can have a lot of funding behind them, but it's a can. It's an energy drink. Get smaller cans for sample cans or something like that, because you're trying to build brand awareness. This brand awareness that you've built is telling me you're cheap, but that's just me. Now, they only had 2 helmet sizes here. They had smalls and large. I am a size medium. I still have not put out my helmet video yet for my profile picture and all that, but that's a medium helmet. So the large was way too loose on my head.
If it's super big, then it works kind of small. You want to try a small, or we can try a small?
Well, you know, you don't know that. That's no. We won't make that part of the story. Within itself, and that's rarefied air. No question.
And the small was pretty snug, so it looked really goofy. And I was originally going to use my Osmo when I was in the car when I did this, but I'm glad I didn't, because this I'm still getting used to, and it's not very good about switching back and forth very quickly. And so with the iPhone, though I did run out of storage at the end of each run, I talked with the driver quite a bit. None of that's on camera. But the reason I use my phone so much for filming for Swell Entertainment as well as this page, sometimes venues for events and such will take a camera. They are unlikely to take a phone.
Then Patrick Byrne.
All right, hi.
Hardly mentioned him this weekend, but a very, very well-known racing driver.
All right.
Historic starting 23 beat
All right.
2-8. Randy Hill 9th and Dan Wise.
Cool.
Again in those 23. But thanks to our
Okay.
guests.
I have it on camera. I have this man's name on camera. He told me his name.
I'm Derek here.
I'm Amanda. Nice to meet you.
Have you ever been in a drift car before?
I have not. I'm ready.
Have fun.
Let's do it.
I cannot make out what he is saying. I do not remember it. I am horrible with names. It's the rudest thing about me. I genuinely hate how awful I am with names. But I do that thing where it's like, okay, they're going to introduce themselves, and then I have to remember to say my name, and I have to say it right. Oh, fuck, what was their name? I regularly make notes of who I met and why I know them. You see in the clip, I am holding on to the handle, mainly because I was like, I don't know what else to do. I guess I'm just going to hold on to the handle, because I didn't know what you're supposed to do. I'm holding my phone. I'm just making sure I don't drop my phone. The window is open. I'm trying to make sure I don't drop my phone out the window. But once we actually got going, I pretty much immediately let go, because it really was not that bad. This ride, even as a passenger, much smoother than I was expecting. What I heard later is that what the driver is trying to do is predict what the driver in front of them is trying to do, because there's a good 4 or 5 cars going at one time. Going, weaving the entire time. And you're getting bopped around a little bit, but it's not that crazy. I fully expected to be like, whoa, like way all over the place. That sounds really stupid. But it was really much smoother than I was truly expecting. Fully was expecting that this was going to be like a nightmare scenario and that I was going to be like puking by the end of it. By the end of the first lap, he was like, are you good? I was like, yeah. It's like, ready to go again? I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it again. So we do it again. I don't know if there was another white car behind us the first time. I didn't even notice that there was another car. I fully thought we were at the end. But the second run, we had that car right up next to us, and that was really cool. And this, I feel like, would be really cool if I was in like the second or third cars versus the fourth car, you know? Because I feel like at the end, it's like a little easier because you're not worried about someone next to you all that much. But this one was cool because we were next to the white car, and I was just like filming them, and I'm not holding on at all at this point. I'm just like, let's go, holding onto the phone. And I started talking with the driver. I'm gonna feel so fucking bad that I forgot his name. He said it. It's on camera, and I can't even make out what the words are saying. I want to say Brendan, but that doesn't sound right. He's like, my name is blank. Hi, I'm Amanda. What the fuck was his name? Oh my God. I'm a horrible goddamn person. If you see this, I am so sorry. You did great. You were very nice. You're very sweet. I am sorry. I'm a degenerate. The windows are down. There's smoke everywhere. There's dust everywhere. I'm in a white shirt. I'm covered in dust and dirt, okay, and little bits of tire. And he was like, yeah, so there's a lot of smell with it, a lot of dust and smoke. And I was like, oh, is that the tires? He's like, this is one of the most destructive forms of car hobbies because what you're doing is you're just putting the tires through so much. So when we do this, we can only do 8 runs on any set of tires, and then we have to swap them out, and it's really expensive because I think he said it was like 120 to 220, I can't remember exactly, for the full sets of tires that they have to use. So he's like, so it's unfortunately a very expensive hobby. And I was talking about the nausea and things like that. I was like, yeah, I was really worried about getting nauseous, and he said, oh, I know, like when I'm in the passenger seat I sometimes feel it, but when I'm driving I'm so focused I don't feel it at all. That's the same thing that happens with me when I'm just regularly driving on the road, aside from when I'm in stop and go traffic in LA, which is unfortunately a lot. That's the only other time when I'm driving that I start feeling nauseous. All in all, very cool. When I got out of the car, I was taking some more clips and things like that, and they told me that there is a drifting event that actually happens at Sonoma here that is not as, she didn't say the words hoity-toity, I want to make that abundantly clear, but she was like, it's not like all of this, like Velocity Invitational, which I interpreted it as, it's not as hoity-toity. Like, but it's totally a whole drifting event. So that's at Sonoma Raceway in December. So I will try and link any of that information down below if you would be interested in checking that out. She's like, we have a ton of drivers come out. We do more ride-alongs and things like that. So I would love to do this again. I would love to do a longer drifting experience. This is really cool. I will definitely not be picking this up as a driving hobby, drifting, okay? Because as someone who is at her core fairly cheap, okay, I will pay for an experience, but to regularly be buying new tires.
All in all, very cool. We'll do it again. It's funny, I'm covered, you can't see it, but I'm covered in dirt and what I assume are bits of tire.
Very fun. Really glad I did it. Excited to do it again in the future. But this will not become, I will not be becoming a drifter. I do not think. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to Girly Pop Go. And that's going to be it. Bye.